Hey guys, what's going on? So this is one of my rant videos. It's going to be categorized in one of my rant videos because that's exactly what it is. And that is to say, this is a very long, just me talking, just the thing that I want to discuss and bring up. And I felt compelled to do this. And this is directly linked, obviously, to Rush Royale, even though it sounds like it's not gameplay, it's not anything. And that is the kind of niche that I wanted to create from the beginning of my channel. I have a lot of thoughts about this game, and I like thinking about this game, and I also like thinking about social dynamics about this game. And a couple of things that I want to go into prior to me starting all of this. So in the Rush Royale Discord, in the official Rush Royale Discord, these are the rules and the rules that you have to abide by in the Rush Royale Discord. And the one that I want to bring up is two things: unreasonable criticism and slander. Unreasonable criticism expressed with disrespect to the administration and the game, reporting false information about the game and or the administration, and then public quitting of the game. Appeals to do so, as well as the sale or transfer of an account, public statements about quitting the game, deleting the game, and closing it. In everything that I'm about to talk about, I want you to know that I am a Rush Royale content creator. I am one of their official content creators in this game, and a lot of the things that I am about to say, you might think that I shouldn't say this because I should be promoting that people should stay in this game, and I'm not going to. I'm actively going to say that if you decide to say I'm going to publicly quit if you decide to announce I'm going to publicly quit this game, right? Even the Rush Royale Discord, the official Rush Royale Discord, even if you were to do it in there, right, they'd ban you. That's one of their rules. Like the official actual game. And so if you think that because I'm a Rush Royale content creator, I could get in trouble for encouraging somebody to leave that is saying that they want to leave, I would not. Because even Rush Royale would do that as well. I want to talk about entitlement. And I think it's one of the biggest problems in like the Rush Royale fan base. People that play this game. I think it is the most prevalent thing that I see all the time, and it can be traced back to the idea of entitlement. The fact of having a right to something. Full entitlement to fees and maintenance should be offered. The amount to which a person has a right. The belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. Most of I love helping people in this game. That's my entire goal. My entire goal is to obtain questions from people because I have been playing this game for 4 years. I've been playing every day for 4 years, multiple hours per day. And I have been, I've bought things in this game. I've spent a reasonable amount of money, not like an insane amount of money, but like a reasonable amount of money. Something that most people that are free to play or try to spend as little as they can. Those people would say, "Oh wow, you've spent a lot of money." I have acquired a large quantity of things in the 4 years that I've been spending. I don't have everything, but reasonably, I have a large quantity of things. There is a giant problem within the Rush Royale content, or the Rush Royale community, where a large quantity of people feel entitled to things. And I've joked about it before. You've probably, if you've watched me stream, or if I might have said it in some video, maybe one of my other rant videos, that every time a patch drops, there's always somebody inherently that will say, you know, like, oh, they nerfed Demon Hunter. Those greedy developers, they just want more money, and they just want you to spend money on Riding Hood and Event Heroes, and they just nerfed my favorite card, and I'm gonna quit the game, right? I always like say, like, oh, I'm gonna quit the game. Oh, they changed this. I'm gonna quit the game. Oh, they did this. I'm gonna quit the game. Oh, they didn't do this. I'm gonna quit the game. Oh, if they don't add my thing, I'm gonna quit the game, right? And I've said this, and I've done this, like, this shtick, because I go into, again, I'm very invested in this game. I have played multiple games where there are horrific practices within those games. I have played games that are pay to win. My biggest argument for this game is that it's not pay to win, it is pay to play harder people. You could spend thousands of dollars into this game, maxing out everything. And guess what? You're just going to start playing people that also have maxed out everything, and you're still going to lose about the same amount of time that you lose now. Because you'll just be playing other people that have everything. So whether you have nothing or you have everything, the game is always kind of the same. When I had no gadget and I just had trainer, I looked at people with like a level 1 gadget or a level 5 gadget, and I was like, oh wow, like those people were just pay to win. Oh, if I had gadget, I would win everything, right? And then I get a level 5 gadget and I'm playing against people who have a level 10 gadget. Oh, it's just pay to win. Like, you know, those people who have level 10 gadgets spend all this money in this game. So then I get a level 10 gadget and oh, it's 15, right? Level 15 gadget. Oh, those people that have a 15 gadget and they get the gold tiles, this is just pay to win, right? And then you get a 15. Oh, those people that have a 20 gadget, right? If your argument is chasing, if your argument is that this game is pay to win because people have better things, and if you think that if you got those better things, that you would all of a sudden win the game, you won't. Because inevitably, it just keeps going. That chase keeps going, and it keeps you playing this game. It's part of the best thing about this game, is that you will never have everything. That they will always add stuff, that they will change stuff. So, like, one of the most interesting aspects of this game is that they change things. That they can take from some unit from 0 to hero, like a trapper, can go from nothing to a pretty good something. Or they could take something from a hero to a 0. Corsair doing quadrillions of damage, and now it just does regular damage instead of percent damage, and nobody uses it anymore. Rush Royale, as a company, can do whatever they want in this game. It is their game. It is not your game, and they are not requiring you to pay anything into this game. It is a free-to-play game. You didn't have to buy anything. To play this game, all you had to do was download it. That wasn't a charge. They didn't charge you to buy this game. Anytime you spend any amount of money into this game, that is your choice. Nobody is telling you to buy a season pass. Nobody is telling you to buy 20,000 gems so you can open up a bunch of Archmage chests and maybe get nothing. Nobody is forcing you to do that. In the same way that nobody is forcing you to play this game for hours a day. Nobody is forcing you to spend 10 hours a day playing this game. If you spend 10 hours of your day playing this game, you cannot then go onto the Rush Royale Reddit and be like, I spent 10 hours playing your game and I have no sleep, and you owe me time. You need to give time back to me because I spent 10 hours in this game playing your game, and now I'm owed time back because I don't like how far I've progressed in 10 hours playing your game. That's called entitlement. Thinking that Rush Royale owes you anything. They could literally delete this game tomorrow, and that would be their prerogative. And you're not going to get refunded any amount of money. in the same way that you're not going to get refunded any of your time back. It's the same concept, because anything that you decide to put into this game is your choice. 4 days ago, I was very excited about Scrapper Talents dropping, and I didn't have the time to make a video, but I really wanted to see what the max talent was, and when I saw that it was a triple upgrades, I just had to post about it. It was crazy. And most of the people in this post were very reasonable. They said reasonable things, right? Scrapper gets reworked too. Did you see the unit description? What are his other talents? I'll be anxious, waiting for your next upload. And you know, these are reasonable things, right? Waste-free recycling and a cultist X sounds interesting. I wonder what the Harley Quinn talents will be. Spoiler alert, there will be no Harley Quinn talents in this update. They already confirmed that. And then all of a sudden I got this one. And here's the other thing that I also want to address here. I'm not technically specifically calling these people out. I mean, I am, but this is all to give you an example that this happens. If these people that I'm about to like show their comments, if they decide to unfollow me, that's their prerogative. Because like Rush Royale, I don't need to beg you to stay here in my community. All the subscribers that I've built. If you don't like me, if you don't like my content, if you don't like what I say, I'm not going to beg you, and I'm not going to change what I say for you. Because again, that is entitlement. And the thing about being a content creator for literally anything, people will always hate something about you, no matter what you do. And if you change so that that person likes you, well then somebody else is also going to not like you because you changed to this thing, or because you started doing this thing. And so all you can do as a content creator, as a online personality that is, you know, trying to obtain subscribers, all you can do is be who you are as a person and hope that people like that. And if you don't like me, and if you don't like the things that I say, and if you don't like really long videos of me talking about a quote unquote off subject of Rush Royale, you can unsubscribe to me. I'm not going to beg you to stay. And so if these people feel like unsubscribing to me, or if they decide to comment on this video saying, oh, you know, you're just a terrible content creator, and, you know, you called me out, and, you should apologize, or I'm going to unsubscribe. That's exactly how you sound when you say, Rush Royale should change this, or else I'm going to quit the game. Both of us, myself as a content creator and Rush Royale as a game company, if that is how you feel, you should probably go. Because we're not going to beg you to stay. We have to do what we think is best, and hope that other people understand that. And so this person said, wait, are they removing the base ability where now without talent, Scrapper can upgrade 2 units? Is it now just a talent, right? And that's a reasonable thing to say. And I said, I don't believe so. I think it'll have a chance to upgrade 2 and a chance to upgrade 3. So the 3 doesn't replace the 2. You have a chance to upgrade 2, and then you have a chance to upgrade 3. I think that's how it works. It might work differently. See, this is one of those things that it's kind of in practice, you kind of just need to see how it works. If you're getting double upgrades all the time and triple upgrades all the time, then maybe it works on different percentages. Maybe you have a 40% chance of getting a double upgrade. You have a 50% chance at max to get a triple upgrade, or maybe it's just the one. I don't know. But I said I don't believe so. I don't actively know. And they said, oh, phew, if they remove the base ability of the chance to get 2 upgrades, then I would delete this game now, being a 4K crit and free to play. I have invested a lot in Scrapper and now it's at 14, so if they made some stupid decision about Scrapper, then I'm finally deleting the game. And I don't know how he wanted me to respond, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't ready for how I responded. That's a drastic way of looking at the game, and if that's what would make you delete the game, maybe you should seriously consider doing it anyway, because they make changes all the time. It would be like telling your girlfriend, if you ever got red hair, I'm gonna murder you. Whether or not she has any intention of eventually doing that or not, that feels like it shows who you are as a person in a relationship. Like, if that one thing happens, you'll end everything. If you play this game and you love some card and they nerf it, and that's all it would take for you to just throw everything away, oh, they nerfed my card, I'm going to quit the game. They changed one thing about my card, I'm going to quit the game. If that is enough for you to quit this game, with the amount of time and money investment that it takes to obtain like a reasonably good account. Like I said, I've had my account for 4 years. My first max legendary DPS card was Blade Dancer. I did an entire like 15-minute dissertation about why I think that Blade Dancer is one of the worst DPS legendaries. But at the same time, in that video, I didn't say, oh, I've spent so much money and time investment into Blade Dancer, and it's terrible. And Rush Royale, they owe me money. And they owe me some of my money back because I've used so many books of secrets on it, and I can't even get into 9,000 trophies, and it's so bad. And and Rush Royale owes me something. I didn't say any of that. In that video, I described what I would change if I was on the development team as a suggestion. I analyzed the problems of Blade Dancer. Why is it one of the worst legendaries? To me, why do I think it's one of the worst legendaries in this game? It is a unit that I have been playing with for so long, and I've been trying to push, and I spent a lot of time and energy into getting it to level 15, as well as a Knight statue to 15, so that it would be better, and it's still not great. And in no way do I blame the development team. It just is what it is. And I think that there are ways to change it to make it better. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold Rush Royale hostage with how much I dislike the unit. I'm just going to invest time and energy into something else now. And maybe down the line, Blade Dancer will get a buff or a rework or something, and all of a sudden it'll become good again. Or maybe something will happen. They'll add a unit and it makes that deck better. They do it all the time. Portal Mage was a never used unit ever. And all of a sudden it made its way into a meta deck because of talents. They can change anything so fast. And so to be actively angry about a unit that you have spent time and money into, it's crazy to me. Because they will always change units. They said, maybe because you also know that this game is not a free-to-play friendly thing, and that time and money doesn't grow on trees, right? So that's something to be considered deeply. And I said, but that represents a sense of entitlement. The idea that you're threatening to quit if they change a unit, this game doesn't owe you anything. They can change anything it will. And then I talked about Corsair. If you're saying that you will quit if they change something you don't like, maybe you should quit now, because inevitably they will probably change or nerf or rework something that you don't want them to, whether it be now or 2 years from now. If you're trying to protect your money and time, just stop playing now. If you have the attitude of I paid money and I deserve this. Rush Royale doesn't owe you anything. In the same way that I will not beg you to stay subscribed to me. If you like look at me and you say, "Oh, your videos are horizontal," and like I don't like it because I can't watch it on my TV. A lot of my subscribers are fine with it. I ran it by them like the first time I changed it, and it's fine. And most of my videos are like this. It's just most of my videos are very. I just like talking. I just like talking in my videos, and most of my videos are this. Like, you don't need to be looking at the screen. I obviously do have gameplay videos, but for the most part, most of the time you don't really need to be looking at me. You don't need to be looking at the screen. I'm going to dictate everything. But this is a phone game that's normally played on your phone. I assume that people have phones, and all you have to do is just full screen the video and then rotate your phone and then screen lock, and you can watch all of my videos in full screen, in a vertical full screen, as if you are playing the game with me. And the whole reason why I did it was so that I could get a thumbnail, because that helps me as a content creator. And then I could give you the best viewing experience by making it the full length of your phone. But of course, there are always going to be people that are going to not like that because it's weird and it's different. And I feel like those people could tell me, if you don't change your videos, if you don't make them horizontal or vertical, then I'm gonna stop watching your channel and I'm gonna unsubscribe. I can't keep changing for everybody. And eventually I just have to do what I think is right and what's best for me. I just became a Rush Royale official content creator. And I can't imagine the amount of hatred that Rush Royale as a company gets all the time. From change this, do this, change this, nerf this, buff this, add this. I cannot imagine every single post. Just look on their Facebook. Look at any post on their Facebook and go into the comments. Any post. It doesn't even matter. It's just a bunch of people complaining about this game. About everything. How many things? Let's find out. Well, Utopia 2237 decided to comment this on my video where I was very excited about being a content creator for Rush Royale. And that doesn't mean anything. Not necessarily. I get a badge. I get the recognition. But it's not like I'm being paid for anything, right? This is still just me doing me. And even if I was being paid for stuff, even if Rush Royale was somehow compensating me, which they're not, I'd still be me. And if I couldn't be me, and like they wanted me to change, or they wanted me to change my content, I'd have to say no. Because the best thing that I can give you, the only thing that I can give you, is my opinion of this game. And I will always praise Rush Royale for being a good company when they do great things. And I will always say negatively if they do something that I don't like. But if I ever say something negative, I will always offer a solution. I will always offer, like, oh, you should have done this. This is what I would have done. If you complain just to complain, and you don't try to solve that problem, then you're just complaining. Complaining should come with a solution. Like, hey, you did this. If you did this, then I would like it. And and it has to be reasonable. It's not like I spent 4 years in this game and I bought Blade Dancer And I put all this time and money into Blade Dancer. You owe me for every season pass that I've ever bought. You didn't have to buy anything. They don't owe you anything. Well, Utopia decided to write this, and it's crazy. Cool. Now, tell the devs that I have 8 legendaries that get absolutely destroyed by common and epic cards. No deck works well without Dryad, which is absolutely disgusting. The paywalls on absolutely everything are ridiculous, and many other problems in this game. They need to do a major overhaul of the entire game. Make it easier to build up. I'm in Arena 10, have 8 legendaries that are essentially useless, incredibly weak. I can't even take down a 250k health boss quickly unless I use Reaper spam. I mean, I could go on and on about how awful this game is right now. And he does. He does. He said, like, I could do this. Most of the time, most people say, like, but I won't. I'll just end it there. But he said, I could go on and on about how much I hate this game right now, and I will. The state of it is just awful. From Arena 9 to 14, I get essentially 0 useful rewards, no legendary cards until the end of Arena 14, I believe. Dryad is specifically locked behind a very expensive paywall. I think I need to spend around $35 to $45, possibly more dollars to get that card. $35 to $45. I mean, like, trying to track your money like that means that you don't have money. And if you don't have money, don't spend money, right? Like, I don't look at Zeus as I'm going to spend $1,000 to get a level 20 Zeus. I think it's more than that. It might be more than that. Whenever I spend money on the event pass, I do it because I have that money. I don't look at it like that. Spend money in this. If you are going to spend money in this game, if you feel like that amount of money is too much money, don't spend money in this game. It's your choice to do it. Rush Royale isn't forcing you to do anything. Trying to spend $35 to $45 to get a Dryad, right, is insanity. You need... Like, I made a video about how many legendaries you need in this game to max every legendary. You need 2,000 legendaries. You need 70-something legendaries just to max one legendary. 15 copies and like 60 crystals. It's something insane. And I feel like the people that want everything now don't understand that the concept of this game... It's a game that you're supposed to take a very long time to want to play. You play it all the time. I have been playing this game for 4 years. I have been playing this game every day for 4 years. I would not recommend this game to absolutely anyone. And look, I understand they need to make money, but this is ridiculous. I would say from beginner to Arena 9, extreme amounts of fun, then it's just a pile of shit from then on. I did buy about $35 in some beginning deals, only to end up with about 8 legendaries that are absolutely ridiculously weak. It's unbelievable. I'm getting smashed by any decks with commons and epics that aren't very upgraded. You want to know what those 8 legendaries are, by the way? It's just terrible 8 legendaries. Bruiser, Cultist, Frost, Boreas, Hex, Demon Hunter, Stasis. And they all suck. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. They all suck ass. Like, legitimately are so bad that just Reaper spam could body them in any sort of deck I build. Cultist, even in a full field, is extremely weak. What is the thinking here? Why is Monk and Demon Hunter paired with Dryad meta and every other deck is basically dog shit? The game is extremely frustrating. It's pretty rare to go from like peak fun to absolutely hating a game to my entire being and core. You hear this, Rush Royale developers? Change your damn game. Change everything about the game. It's awful. Everything about everything is awful. Change everything about this game, or else you will lose Well Utopia as a player. He spent $35 in this game You're going to lose him if you don't overhaul the entire game. We need to keep this man alive. We need to keep this man happy and playing this game. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Do you have any idea how ridiculous that sounds? And not specifically Well Utopia. Every single person that does this, every single patch, when they say that they're going to buff a unit or nerf a unit or change this in the game or add this in the game or do this or upgrade this, everybody in the game, on the Discord, on their Facebook comments, on their YouTube comments, they just do this. They just like rant about how you should change your game and don't do this, or I'm gonna leave, or I'm gonna quit, or if you don't do this, I'm gonna go and you're not gonna get any more of my money, or my time, or my effort. If you don't do this, I'm going to leave. You can't get my money. If you have this amount of problems in this game, maybe this game isn't for you. Maybe you should do something else. Maybe you should play any other game. But I'm going to tell you right now. And again, Rush Royale, they're not paying me. They're not paying me anything. I am a Rush Royale content creator, and I have a badge, and that's all I really care about, because I think it's cool. I think it's cool to be recognized as a Rush Royale content creator. Rush Royale gives you so many free things that they don't need to give you. The fact that there is a season pass free side and that free side still gives you legendaries. That free side still gives you a page of secrets. It's one page of secret, and that means you get to upgrade 2 units a year with a book of secrets, assuming that for an entire year you don't buy the season pass. And let's talk about the season pass that everybody hates. The season pass now has 2 optional sides. If you don't want to spend the $12, you can spend $6 and buy the half season pass. And you still get a legendary out of that side of the season pass, and you'll get the legendary at the end. Rush Royale gives you so many free things that they don't need to do. I used to play a game called Disney Heroes Battle Mode, and every single patch, they upped the level cap. The level cap has been for a very long time, 15 for Rush Royale. They haven't increased that. What if in 24.0 they decided to increase the level cap to 16? And then in 25.0 they increased it to 17, and then to 18, and then to 19. And then to 20. And you had to keep upgrading all of your units, or else somebody with a slightly higher unit with slightly higher damage would beat you. And then they upgraded it to 21. And then they upgraded it to 22. That's what Disney Heroes Battle Mode did, and I left. Because it's awful. It's an awful feeling to have upgraded all of your cards, and now you have to upgrade all your cards again. Oh, another patch came out, and now you have to upgrade all your cards again. This is something that Rush Royale doesn't do, and they definitely could do. Every single patch, they could upgrade everything 1 level forever, so that there's always an incremental advantage for people that don't play the game all the time. They don't do that. You have the opportunity to max out all your cards. A level 15 max legendary is not too far off from your level 12. And if they kept increasing the cap, what if you had to play against a level 45 legendary and you had a level 8? That's when it starts to become real pay to win. And they don't do that. You can play this game free to play. My biggest example is I spent $50 upgrading my mermaid to level 5 because mermaid is so good and I wanted to make content videos. And I have what is essentially a free to play account that also has a level 5 mermaid. I bought the season pass twice, and that account now has a level 5 mermaid. I got it much later, but what does that matter in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. It's just time. I had my level 5 mermaid much quicker, and I've had it for much longer when I spent $50 for it, and that was my choice. That was my choice to do so. I don't look at my my free-to-play account that already has a level 5, and I'm not like, well, you know, like I could have done this free-to-play, you owe me $50 back. Because I spent this on Mermaid, and I didn't need to. I don't need to anymore, so you owe me $50, Rush Royale. That's such a weird way of thinking. That you think that Rush Royale owes you anything. If you don't like this game, if you don't like waiting, if you don't like this amount of things in this game, if you don't like this amount of things in this game, stop playing this game. We're not going to beg you to stay here. And if you're going to complain about this amount of things, ask for a solution. Overhaul your entire game is not a solution. And I have individual answers for all of these different things that were said here. And most of it comes down to time. Because you need to spend a lot of time playing this game. If you want everything in this game, you can have everything in this game, but it's going to cost you money. And it's going to make you probably feel like it's a pay-to-win game, but it's not. Because it's also a time-based game. You can speed up your process, but again, this game isn't pay-to-win, it's pay-to-play harder people. You could spend $10,000 right now, max out all of your everything, and all of a sudden now you're just playing with everybody who has everything. And now all of your matches are like 40 minutes long. And everybody that you're facing is the best of the best. And maybe you don't even have that skill. Because some of that skill is earned in trial and error and getting defeated and playing battles and losing and playing battles and winning and figuring out the game and figuring out the best way to do things and figuring out the best way to spend money in this game. I want to help people in this game. That's my goal. I want to be here so that if you have any questions about this game, I can answer those questions. But if you threaten to quit this game, I can't help you. I'm just going to say quit this game. That's my best advice. If everything about this game bothers you, then stop playing this game. Like, nobody is telling you to play this game. And I'm not going to beg you to stay. In the same way, I'm not going to beg you to stay subscribed to me. And if you're still listening to this video, I want to say thank you. To you specifically, whoever you are. Because this video is also indicative of how this game is run. I feel like there are rewards to this game if you stay with it long enough. I feel like you get a better understanding of this game if you stay in long enough. And I feel like it's just a much more rewarding experience if you're able to stay in this game. I don't like PvP, so I don't play a lot of PvP. Because I know that if I played PvP actively, if I like looked at my account, if I looked at all my cards, if I looked at my crit level, and I looked at like all of the things that I have maxed, and my goal was to play PvP until I got to 9,000. I wanted to be like all the way up in 9,000, right? I wanted to be in League 16, like that was my goal. I need this every single season. I know that I would just start hating this game. And I would look at people who have max Zeus and max everything and 6,800 crit. I'd be, oh, this game is just pay to win. I have all these cards and I have max things and I can't beat these people. This game sucks, and like the PvP, the matchmaking is terrible. I just keep getting paired with people that are 6,000 crit, 5,000 crit. Oh, this game is so unfair. And I would turn into that. And I know that. And so I don't play PvP. I play it to where I can get. And I don't care about anything that I can't get to. I respect that about this game. I'm like, okay, this is where I am in the game. This is fine. And, you know, like, next season, I will get more cards and better cards, and I'll try it again. But I also know that I don't like playing PvP, so I don't actively play it. I don't do something that I dislike, that I actively know that I don't like. And if you don't like this game, stop playing this game. Because Rush Royale, as a game company, they don't owe you anything.